Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Culture Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck! Back to the YouTube channel. I'm Nick from Australia. Welcome to the NRL Round 6 Team of the Week live stream. And as always, on a weekly basis, Monday afternoons or Sunday nights, depending on the situation, I'm joined by Nathan B. Moore. Hello, Nathan. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Well, thanks for coming on, I should say.
Thanks for having me on, man. Hello to everyone in the live chat. I hope you all having hope you had a good Easter as well.
Yeah.
And,
Easter was good. Easter was good, pretty quiet for me, but wasn't too fussed about Easter to be honest. Got to cut back on the chocolates and drop some kilos, but it's good to have you on again, Nathan. Good to have you on. Round 6, probably one of the most difficult rounds to pick for players because there was so much quality over the weekend. How hard was it selecting your team of the week?
I got to say, this is probably one of the more difficult ones as there was just so many good players, especially in some key positions. There was a few that I left out, unfortunately, but hopefully the team I've got stacks up pretty well.
Yeah, should do. All right, well, hello to the live chat. SS Storm fan, Liam Porter, we've got Jason Reader, we've got everyone tuning in. Hope you guys are doing well. We've got Regan Kumar. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, let's get into our round 6 team of the week. We'll start with you, Nathan. You reveal your 1 to 17, and then I will reveal mine just after that. So,
all right.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. All right, so starting off here for fullback, Dylan Edwards from Penrith Panthers. The wingers, Xavier Coates from the Melbourne Storm and Philip Sami from the Gold Coast Titans. Centers, Isaac Tugor from the Panthers and Campbell Graham from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. 5'8", Cameron Munster from the Melbourne Storm. Halfback, Nathan Cleary from the Penrith Panthers. My forwards include Josh Pa'ali'i from the Canberra Raiders and Christian Welsh from the Melbourne Storm. My hooker, Jeremy Marshall-King from the Dolphins. Second rowers, Tyson Frizzell from the Newcastle Knights and Bryce Cartwright from the Parramatta Reels. And at my lock, Tom Gilbert from the Dolphins. My interchange, Latrell Mitchell from the Rabbitohs, Hudson Young from the Raiders, Moses Leota from the Panthers, and Cameron Murray also from the Rabbitohs.
Okay, that's a very nice team. We've got a few different this week, which is good. We've got a few the same as well. But overall, very strong side, Nathan. My round 6 team of the week, fullback Dylan Edwards, on the wings Jermaine Asako and Xavier Coates, in the centres Campbell Graham and Sean Russell, 5'8" Cameron Munster, halfback Mitchell Moses, the front row Josh Papali and Christian Welsh, hooker is Harry Grant, the back row of Tyson Frizzell and David Fafita, the lock is Thomas Gilbert, and on the bench Latrell Mitchell, Daniel Saluka Fafita, Moses Leota, and Ryan Madison. That is my team of the week. I am surprised that you left out Jermaine Asako.
Yeah, look, I mean, I had to include Xavier Coates. He was brilliant against the Roosters on Thursday. I just felt like Philip Sami had a really good game on Sunday against the Dragons. As we've said many times in the past, we can't fit them all in, unfortunately. But yeah.
The other one that I will question you on is Mitchell. You had Nathan Cleary over Moses. Wow, Moses had about 4 or 5 tries since yesterday.
Yeah. I just felt like Cleary in this game, especially against the Seagulls, And I know that the Seagulls are coming off a draw against the Newcastle Knights, but I just felt like Cleary was a lot more clinical, personally, and really sort of helped the Panthers get back to where they are now. As for Mitchell Moses, he was fantastic too. So I can't fault him on that.
I suppose the other thing, Nathan, is Cleary was against the Queensland halfback and Cherry Evans, so he was up against a bit more quality. As in terms of Mitchell Moses, up against, with all due respect, a bit of a failure in Luke Brooks. And the Tigers are winless so far this season. So I can see your argument there with going with Nathan Cleary. He was very good on the weekend. No doubt about it. Any of them that you want to question me on, bro?
To be honest with you, not really. Very, very good team as always.
I chose Fafita in the back row.
Which I'll be honest here, that one I was actually really interested into hearing why you went with him. And great player. Great player.
Look, I thought Fafita on the weekend. I have left him man of my team of the weeks when the Titans have won. And I thought Fafita really had a standout game against the Dragons on Sunday. Every time he had the ball, the Dragons' defense just looked very nervous, especially on the inside. Like, he'd run towards Ben Hunt, and then you could see the edge defense were getting a little bit nervous on either side. In particular, Jaden Sewer and Moses Sully. Fafita was a handful on Sunday. I thought he was very good against the Dragons. And, look, I don't read too much into the stats because I think stats are pretty overrated, but I thought Fafita, on numbers-wise, was also very good against the Dragons on the weekend. And, look, Latrell Mitchell made the bench. I think with what Latrell did against the Dogs on Good Friday and what Edwards did against Penrith on Saturday night, they both need to be there. I think Edwards probably stands out more because he had 4 tries against Tommy Turbo and the Seagulls, but they both have to be in the 17 somewhere.
That's why I put Latrell Mitchell jersey 14 so you can have that sort of interchange. Over and that.
And I suppose the other player that I want to give a bit of a rap to, and me and CJ spoke about this on the Rabbitohs Bulldogs Good Friday review. The performance off the bench, I think it was off the bench for the Rabbitohs, from Daniel Saluka Fafita. I thought he stood up well. Totola looked injured, and Saluka Fafita came off the bench, and he did an enormous job for South Sydney on the weekend. So shout out to Daniel Saluka Fafita. Just keeps getting better and better.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right, well, that's our 1 through to 17 for the team of the week. Nathan, who's your coach of the weekend? There were a lot of surprise results again. We keep seeing upsets. We keep seeing unexpected results. I mean, you've got Wayne Bennett, what he was able to produce in Townsville the other night. You've got Ricky Stewart, what the Raiders were able to produce in Brisbane. No Jack Whiten, arguably their best player. No Joseph Tarpany, without a doubt their best forward. They went up to Brisbane and they got the result. And then I guess the other one that you could throw in now is probably Justin Holbrook. Titans beating the Dragons without Brimson and Foran, and the Dragons come off a big win against the Dolphins. So you've got Holbrook, you've got Wayne, and you've got Ricky, probably the 3 candidates for Coach of the Week. Who would you select for Coach of the Round, Nathan?
Easily Ricky Stewart for me.
Okay. Yeah.
The reason being, the past 2 weeks, it's not the fact that it's the Broncos losing. It's the fact that who they lost to, Canberra. The past 2 weeks, they have been below average. They absolutely lost it in the second half against Newcastle a couple of weeks ago. I was there for that. And then against Penrith, well, less said about that, the better. To come in this week and to go up against the most informed team in the comp right now and to beat them at home, they haven't done this in I think it was 2011. They haven't beaten
2010 or something it was, yeah.
A while back, but full credit to the Raiders, man. A brilliant job. Excellent job for them to go up there, and it makes the next week's clash against the Dragons very interesting, which is fantastic to see.
So Ricky Stewart's your coach of the round?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Well, I'm going to go Wayne Bennett. I'm going to go Wayne. Friday night was a tough night for the Cowboys and for myself. At home, it was a sellout. It was a huge crowd in Townsville, and we were horrible. We were absolutely horrible against the Dolphins in the weekend. And Wayne Bennett, the master, Dolphins had no Sean O'Sullivan. They had no Kafusi. Jesse Bromwich was ruled out. They had a lot of players out, the Dolphins, and yet they went up to Townsville. They ambushed the Cowboys in Townsville, and they won 32-22. Sacco had a blinder up against Brendan Elliott. Wayne Bennett just keeps on delivering, and after the Dragons destroyed the Dolphins in round 5, you would have thought the Cowboys would bounce back against the Dolphins, but the Dolphins went up there and ambushed them, and Dolphins had a nice lead at 26-6, and the Cowboys got back in it, and the Dolphins ended up finishing them off at the end. But Wayne Bennett, he just knows how to get a team up after a bad game. He's the master for a reason. So Wayne Bennett's my coach of the round once again.
Very fair call there. Very fair.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, Nathan, for the team of the week, bro? Obviously, a lot of players stood out and whatnot. Oh, hang on. Before we go, player of the round. When do you get to the player of the round?
I'm going to keep this one short.
Who would you select for player of round 6?
I'm going to go Cameron Munster.
Okay.
From the Melbourne Storm. He was absolutely sensational against the Roosters on Thursday night. I actually can't remember the stats. He got himself a try. I think a couple of try assists as well from memory. My memory is not really that great at the moment. But, look, Munster was sensational on the weekend. Or not weekend, Thursday, sorry. And,
my player of the round, I'm going to go with Dylan Edwards from the Panthers. I thought what he produced on Saturday night against Manly and Tom Trbojevic was simply world class. Edwards had 4 tries. Penrith had a very, very dominant win over Manly. So I think Dylan Edwards wins player of the round. And you know what? I don't think it's close. I think Edwards player of the round by a mile.
I agree with you on that one. He was unbelievable.
He was outstanding, bro. Absolutely outstanding. All right, Nathan, that's going to wrap up the round 6 team of the week, bro. Thanks for coming on again, and I'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on, and I'll see you next Monday.
No worries, and thank you to the live chat. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you at around 7:30 p.m. tonight for the NRL Round 7 preview and predictions. I'm on the Cowboys. Hopefully we bounce back against the bloody Warriors. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.